Hey guys, it's Jared. How are you doing? I was just contemplating some of the things I've seen recently where they do like the throwback Thursday or flashback Friday and some of the old stuff I used to have growing up. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do because I like old 80s things. But I was thinking if family members were office supplies or school supplies, what would they be? And it's kind of funny because well, first of all, because who would think that? Who would compare their their family to different like office supplies? The answer is me. I would. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, but it's just going to be kind of a couple minutes. I was thinking, okay, so if my dad was pretty old fashioned, were office supplies. I think of the office supplies he used. He always had like the legal notepad of paper, and it was yellow with like a bluish green line, and then like red lines down one side. They were too long to fit in any folder. And then he always had these really nice pens, and they looked like they were. I mean, obviously they were like metal, but they looked like wood. They had like wood paneling, so he'd probably be a wood panel pen because he's a wood panel pen with a legal notepad. And later he would have like evolved into like if he was going to be more fun, he would have evolved into like a Texas Instrument keyboard that connected to an old box TV. Yeah, yeah. So those things, a wood panel pen and a legal notepad in yellow, and a Texas Instrument keyboard. My mom would have been like the stenograph. She could always write shorthand, or like the little typing machine to the little court reporter. She would have been those because she could do it. The best part for her was that she could always write our Christmas list or our birthday list or things that we weren't supposed to know that they were getting in shorthand, and we didn't know what they were saying or what they were for. And I think I learned like two words off of that, like with the W with the slash was with, and no, just one. Just just learned the one, I guess. Let's see what else. But so my older sister Steph, she's so mellow. But I think the three of us that we would all have stuff in common, but we would be different versions of those things. So Stephanie would be. We would all be trapper keepers. Which were like original notebooks for kids going to school in like the 70s and 80s. So she would be a trapper keeper with like horses on it running through the field, you know, and like their manes would be blowing off to the side, like very horse-like. And she would probably have Jordache something like a Jordache pencil case on the inside. Cute, calm, good kid, that sort of thing. And then I'm the next one. Mine's hard because what I had when I had a Trapper Keeper was I wanted the most colorful version, but of course you had to kind of follow within the lines of being a boy. So I had to have a Trapper Keeper. Mine was actually like a Skater's Trapper Keeper, and it had like black base, but like colors were kind of leaking through the crackle, and it was like purple and green and red and yellow kind of leading through, and then like a dog and a skateboard coming across the side. I couldn't ride a skateboard. I still can't ride a skateboard. We used to sit on them on our butts with our cousins and go down their hill when they lived over in Arvada, or Westminster area, and it was the coolest thing. But I mean, I'm surprised we didn't run into a car because there was cars coming at the bottom of that hill, and I don't know. had no idea. I used to have to like roll off. But I had a skateboard. If I was, well, we'll get back to what I would be. What I would be now if I was just living out loud. But my sister Mandy would be a trapper keeper. She was and is like the unicorn trapper keeper, probably the like a soft unicorn, if you will, like a nice, pretty unicorn on a fluffy cloud. The clouds are just here and here and a different level, and maybe a rainbow in the back because you know she's cool, but like magical and artistic and creative and out of the box thinker. But she also might have been like a retro toy, like a Care Bear, or she might have been a nice strawberry shortcake. That's what her room was when we were kids. I was Pac-Man, she was strawberry shortcake. We had the coolest rooms. But if I was a trapper keeper now, Because who isn't a Trapper Keeper now? If I was a Trapper Keeper now, I would be like a Lisa Frank. I would be definitely a good Lisa Frank. But like, there would be like unicorns and dolphins, but they're all prismatic rainbow unicorns and dolphins with mountains of unicorns and dolphin rainbows in the background. And floating hearts that flew from the water, creating a ripple, even though they were going backwards out of the water up into space, and there would be planets in the background because there should be planets in the background in a Trapper Keeper. And then the folders inside, like for the three of us kids, Stephanie, my older sister, she would definitely have a peachy. She would have a nice peachy with very little doodling. Maybe a small mustache on one of the do you guys know what a peachy is? Look it up. I'll try and see if I can post like a picture. But a peachy is it was like this orange and brown color scheme of a folder, and it was like everybody had a folder, and inside it was cool because it had like these little cheats. The Trapper Keeper folders later had them too, where it would have the times table, so you could figure out 1 times whatever was 1 times 1 is 1, and then if you went out further, 1 times 2 was 2, and you could, and the ones, those are the only ones I remember, but you get the gist because I don't have a times table in my peachy. But she would have had peachies inside. Mandy would have had the Trapper Keeper, but they would have been like color folders. So she would have had color folders inside. She probably did have color folders inside, where they were like a solid color with like a different color stripe around, and it would say Trapper Keeper down at the bottom, because it has a smoky voice when you're a folder. And they would be 3-hole punch, and then she'd have like a nice strawberry shortcake or Care Bears or Rainbow Bright pouch inside to hold your pencils, utensils, pencil sharpener, erasers, and things of the sort. A ruler would probably also be attached. Mandy's favorite color was blue, so hers would be blue. Steph's was purple, so hers would be purple probably, or wood to go with her peachy. And then mine would be, we had these folders, I can never find them anymore. They were actually like a clear plasticky vinyl, no, not quite vinyl, but real thick plastic, but you could see through them, and they were neon, and I had them in pink, of course, to go with my skater scheme, because I'm a skateboarder and we have pink folders. And green, and like the sewing of the plastic around the edge so that it didn't like tear was just thick enough that it looked like it kind of glowed. So you'd open it up and it was like, oh, education is going to happen within these Trapper Keeper walls. It was good. It was pretty good. So Lisa Frank would have been perfect for the glowing folders, but I tried to pretend they were skater related. And then if you think about it, like, so I think about like my partner James. He is a little bit younger than me. He and my sister about the same age. He probably would be like a samurai Trapper Keeper. He would have like a cool traditional samurai on it, or like a temple or a gateway to like a Japanese village or something, or something Star Wars related, but from the dark side. He's definitely more of the. He's quiet though. He's like the quiet dark side. He's the guy in the background that's actually pulling all the strings, but you don't know about it because he's not real dramatic. That would be his Trapper Keeper. And he would probably have folders made out of bamboo. They don't exist yet, but he would probably find a way to put them in there. And then my daughter Shayla, she would actually look at me and roll her eyes when we talk about Trapper Keepers. And although she loves office supplies, I think she would be a lovely satchel. Like a bag that would hold your stuff but still look fashionable and go with a lot of different outfits, but still be able to go camping, and it didn't care if you got dirty, type thing. But inside she would mainly be like a MacBook. She would be like a small laptop computer or an iPad or something like that was connected to everything and had like a Wi-Fi wherever you go, and she would very quietly just know everything and be able to figure it out. God, she does know everything. How does she do that? Probably because she never had to deal with the Trapper Keeper. I don't know. If you guys were an office supply, what would you be? By the way, I love shopping for office supplies and school supplies. Tell me what you guys like, the things that you like about office supplies, back to school supplies, and what would you be if you were an office supply? Because clearly everyone in this world needs to know. All right. Have a good day. Send in love. See you guys later. Bye.